What's going on YouTube? Angel here. So on this weekend edition of our videos, we're going to do a reaction to just help out the community, get my thoughts, uh, communicate with you guys. Let's get into it. So this post on Reddit by The Real Mango Juice says, how do you guys reduce your mind intensity and rest after trading? I'm tired, yet my mind keeps running. Twice this week he failed to hold the trades to the final take profit, and because it'll be amazing profits, I still ended up green, but due to repetitive mistakes I didn't make more. It ain't green, but not confidence maybe. I've had my reasons for exiting trades earlier. It both for both scenarios of the trade, either hitting resistance levels for an hour or more or just failing to continue to go higher. Both trades took literally like most of the New York session. I'm happy I haven't blown my account and I'm actually green. So from the first kind of two paragraphs, it sounds like he got lucky. There wasn't a huge kind of big systematic move that kind of starts or signals to him a big trend trade. He is kind of trading these. He's trading with the small fishes. These strategies where he might have found an edge, but because he's getting chopped around with noise, he's just kind of overanalyzing the noise, essentially. Even though I'm mentally exhausted, I still can't sleep and rest. Some of my feelings are regret and not sure how to deal with it. I'm tired of sitting in the chair, yet my mind keeps running. This is more to do with psychology, but I thought you traders have more experience too. There's a lot going on in here. One, you still don't have, my guy, a true kind of strategy, because trading in itself is emotionless. You have your system. Once it checks off the entry criteria, you enter, and it's hands off there. Because you literally did all the prep work, prior to entering the trade, making sure the criteria is right, conditions are right. Yeah, those two check boxes. Once you enter the trade, you don't exit until it's a stop loss or your take profit, unless there's some crazy amount of anomaly, which rarely happens. Probably in kind of years or decades, might maybe happen once or twice, but even I'm not in that category too. So you have to follow your trading plan. So as we read your post, my guy, the real mango juice, it's still not. You still need a better strategy. Keep on finding something that works for you. I would suggest you take a look at some of my older videos in terms of analyzing the orb strategy. 5 minutes. Maybe it can work on a currency pair for you. Or if you're trading stocks, you can trade stocks too. Just kind of something for you to rest easy on. And then all of the emotional exhaustion, mental exhaustion that you're feeling is kind of you still experiencing greed and FOMO in a little bit, or kind of some derivatives of it. You want to make as much money as possible with as little thinking power as possible, but in fact, with noise, you're getting chopped up, you're second guessing yourself, don't know if it's going up, down, sideways, and all that indecision and kind of mental gymnastics for you. It's just draining you. Like you said, you wrote it on your last paragraph on the first sentence. You're mentally exhausted, but you still think about it. You're replaying the scenarios. What if? Yeah, that's not the true emotionless trading. So we still have some ways to go, but you're on the right track because you're asking the right questions specific for you. I would say one, find another strategy or backtest another couple so that you can have two things to look for. So if you're exiting trades early, maybe you don't want to change strategy. So let's go back to that first point. Maybe you want to stick to your original strategy. So my question is, why are you exiting early? Do you have a bad entry? Is the strategy not great? Is the risk reward ratio high but a lower win percentage? Because right now it doesn't sound like you have a trading plan. Because then if you did, you would know that, okay, at take profit, you would take profit 1, maybe you have a take profit 2, but take profit's take profit. You just don't exit early for no reason, even though um, trades are slightly going against you or you're at the break-even point. Because if you believe in your plan objectively and over a course of many trades, shout out to Mark Douglas for that gem. You should know that if you're consistent and you stick with and believe in your entry and have confidence in it, that you will come out profitable in the long term. So at this very moment, those are kind of my tips for you. Just kind of doing some self analysis, some reflection about one, your current strategy, two, two, maybe taking a look at some of my older videos about the orb strategy, and three, is there a three? I think those are the first two, because then three, in terms of working on being mentally exhausted and stuff, and not being able to uh, think straight, having FOMO. I think that you, with kind of making sure that you have a good strategy, because if you know, let's say your strategy, if you, for example, a hypothetical situation, you had a strategy that works 100% of the time. Whenever you hit the entry, it hits the stop loss the very next, not the stop loss, it hits the take profit the very next candle on the very next whatever time frame you're looking for, 100% 2R. Would you have any kind of restlessness or losing sleep or replaying scenarios? No, you'd probably be thinking, why not bet more? Is this not a plus? So it's all about kind of this strategy refinement and just going from there. Let's see what our community talks about in terms of how they can help you. All consoles say physical activity is basketball. Sure, getting your mind off things so that you don't think about the markets 24/7, because day trading is what day trading does. You get in what you put out. Your goal is to take money from the profit, take money from the market, and that's it. That's it. It doesn't owe you anything. You don't owe it anything. Your job is to put food on the table for yourself and your family. Let's check out what JU777 says. I used to think of it when I started. Yeah, that's kind of a sign that you're still a beginner trader. Similar things happened this week since the market was very bullish. Took 500 profit, and had you not exited, you could have had 5,000 more. That comes with the territory in terms of taking profit. Almost 10x, but I don't regret it. Yep. The reason is I'm still making profit and making expected amounts based on analysis. Sure, I can have made more, but there's no guarantee, and it can go either way if you let greed work for you. So basically, don't regret anything as long as it's working as per your plan. This is key. It doesn't sound like you have a great plan, so I definitely recommend you double, triple check your current game plan and then follow through with it. All right. Tim Han says, try to stop thinking about your P&L and focus on the process. Oh, that's key. That's key. Success in trading is by following a process that you define through planning, executing, tracking, and optimizing. Look up system building. Oh yeah, there we go. And start with a strong foundation and think a process that you can run flawlessly over hundreds and thousands of trades. Mark Douglas, shout out to you. That should help you think broader and reduce emotions that you're feeling. 100%. 100%. Yep, here we go. This is part of psychology. No_rabbit_4008 says, FOMO, the desire to make one more trade, the desire to pad green, whatever it may be, psychology of trading is a huge factor. It took me many years, but consistency is top on my list. Great. Rule 0 of trading is to preserve your capital income. I think live traders, shout out to Jared Wesley. I think he talks about capital preservation in some of his beginner trading videos. So I stand by it. If you have no capital to trade, you can't you can't begin to uh, continue to blossom on your current status. You need to you need to expand on your wins. You need to make sure your capital size is good so that you're ready. You got to stay ready to be ready to get the profits. I had to be learning to be satisfied with being green most days and trying not to hit a home run every time. Yep, good. Part of the system and your strategy and your edge. This reduces the intensity of me initially, but I usually take a short walk at the end of the day without my phone. Sure, whatever works. Oh, no underscore rabbit underscore 408 continues for a double comment as a practice to make a little more. I sell 89% of my position and let the rest ride. Yep, I've seen some strategies like that. You can opt for that if it works better for your just your current mindset or where you're at in terms of your trading career. I move or trail my stop, so I'm always profitable, but make a little more. I've seen so many people, including myself years and years ago, swing for home runs, but the math checks out. Someone who makes only, in quotations, 400 a day and still averages, on average, still makes 100,000 a year. Yep. Yep. I think, oh, I'm losing the name of the day trader. I think it's Clay. I think he used to have a saying, shout out to him, about $500 a day keeps a day job away. That was pretty funny at the time. Still funny now, but yeah, it's catchy enough. So you can make a living with just, in quotation, $400 a day. Why? And just keep on being consistent. Nothing wrong with that for the average person. Yeah, and you got to start off being consistent first. Rule number 0. Shout out to Jared Wesley. Preserve the capital. Strong underscore duty 6333 says, I experienced the same thing you were describing today. Sold too early both trades I placed. I could have held a few minutes longer to get a much larger profit. However, I took a look at the grand scheme of things. I'm still up 3.86% for the week. Could have had more, sure, but I'm happy that I'm making anything more than 1% a week. If you put your cash in high yield, that would be 5% at most. APR, trade journal, overall helps a lot. Try to calm down and put things into perspective and enjoy your weekend. I agree. This is a long-term game. Jared Wesley, shout out to him. He has a criteria in terms of before you increase size, you should by the week have about a 3 to 5R increase consistently for multiple weeks before you think about increasing your size. In number percentages, usually we have strong underscore duty 6333 says that he is happy with over 1% a week. Usually per trade is kind of 0.5 to 1% per trade. So if you take however amount of trades, maybe that is 3-5 trades. So yeah, 3 to 5R, that'd be pretty good in terms of consistency of your system, consistency of following your game plan. It's just part of the process. Vex IT says, part of the game. It's rare that you ever get it perfectly correct, so why bother about it? What is going to happen again tomorrow and the day after and the day after that? Yep, nothing's promised to you. You take it, because trading is not a prediction type of thing. It's random with noise, but we have edges. We have things historically that kind of leads us to draw conclusions, sure, but it's mostly a reactionary type of job, type of activity. So we are doing our best to react with the past information. Ice cream cake pie says, alternatively, you can size up your trade and take profit at resistance you cut at. Same gains, less stress. This is endless. There are endless opportunities missed. I don't agree with the first sentence he says, because you currently don't have a great system, or your system is a little bit shaky and you need to do a little bit of review. But but this third sentence about endless opportunity missed every day, that's what we want. That's what we want. So many ample opportunities. It just depends on how much information your brain can hold. Are you a scalper in terms of you have multiple screens, you can see a chart, know you can identify quickly, oh yeah, there's no entry here, there's something brewing here, it's on the watch list. Or you might be a longer term trader. You need to take your time, maybe look at a bigger time frame, maybe only look at less charts. It's so variable in terms of what works for you and what your trading style is. Don't need to catch every move, but focus on the ones you trust more. Exactly. J Trades Future says, I've definitely been there. The mental intensity after a session can be draining, especially when you feel like you left money on the table. What helps me is stepping away from the charts immediately after I close a trade. I'll walk. Some deep breathing, and anything that forces me to reset my mind helps to calm the post-trade adrenaline. It's easy to dwell on missed opportunities, but I remind myself that confidence will grow as I consistently follow my plan. That is the key phrase. Follow your plan. Rest is essential to come back sharp the next day. Don't ignore it. That's another thing too, in terms of making sure that you're on your A game, following your plan. You yourself, you got to take care of your health. Sure, you can trade on the beach, or you see the videos where people are trading for like 5 minutes on their phone. Looks like they're just like gambling essentially. This is a cutthroat type of activity. People train hard. People have teams, advisors, meetings. You name it, and there's still things that people do to just get a little bit of edge, to have a sharper entry, uh, better size, know where to look. People are doing their research, and as soon as the 9:30 bell starts, they are on their A game until whatever time period they trade. Maybe they trade all of the hours. Maybe they are part of a team that gives research information. They're on their way to taking profits from the market. D3 Kim says, the secret is one trade a day and done. Scale up when you're ready, 20 trades in a row with good risk-reward ratio and a win percentage. That's shout out to Mark Douglas. That's kind of his philosophy. The one trade a day, I've seen that recommendation a lot in this day trading space. I'm not sure who originated from it, but it is a tactic to stop over trading. Depends on what type of trader you are. If you need to fine tune your decisions, maybe this is the right strategy. But if you are someone that knows, like, okay, you see multiple setups, these are been back tested and proven, and over the course of 20 trades, you'll come out profitable. You need to follow that system and take all those trades. No right or wrong, it's just what is. Shimish Sham said, so are you bored or don't trust your system? True. I was giving you some feedback on your system, whether or not it is, whether or not you have one or not. Practice Stunning 3894 says, remember P&L takes time. If you struggle with having to worry about your trades, reduce your positions in half. Correct. So if you are worried, either position size too big, your entry is bad, you have no system, or maybe a combination of everything, you need to come down so that there's no emotions. Another thing to do is do some exercises, release tension by a lot. Take care of your health. Jack Flash 223, interesting comment. Ja_trader, another interesting comment. No-eagle-1228 says, go for a walk. Great. Loss_wrongdoer_4141 says, nothing wrong with having a time-based stop, which means you applied to your exit trade if your trade is based off some presumption of expansion, but waiting in the mental anguish during the consolidation is not it. You can always re-enter when valid. Yes, that is a specific strategy, but I think for our poster, I don't think that's particularly what he's doing. I think he is actually doing a lot of mental gymnastics. Um, Something of a combination of a bad entry or sizing too aggressively that he is thinking about way too much. I'm assuming you are exercising to help tire and quiet your mind. Lifting weights does this for me sometimes. It's hard. Good traders always tell you to keep it business. Like others have said, shoot your shot and focus on the process, not your P&L. Yep. Show up to work the days you are interested in training and just apply the same rules each time. I would actually, you need to show up the times that you need to show up. So if the markets are open 5 days a week, you need to show up 5 days a week. Then when you're done, the mental anguish isn't that bad, as you know you're keeping it straight and narrow. Jabberworky says, hit workout. High intensity workout clears my mind. It's a necessity for me. I have to work out consistently to clear my mind and sleep well at night, refreshed and ready for the trading day. Great. Follow Astarico says, just take just as much time off as you need. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Sure, I agree. As a beginner, though, you need to put in the screen time. You either need the screen time for seeing how market conditions are. You need to talk to a mentor, or the best scenario is that you have both. You're putting in the work, you're putting in the grind, and you are doing the reflections on your own. Adam_B says, try something that requires active attention, but also something you enjoy that relaxes you. Reading is what I use, or playing strategy games or chess on my iPad keeps the mind sharp, but also helps distract me. Giving the news of the day a good once over is nice too if you're too informed, but you lose yourself a bit in the world of politics and wider issues. One of the most difficult aspects of this career is managing your psychology, and a big part of it is learning how to train your brain when it's time to concentrate and when it's time to let go and relax. If you let your trades run, you don't need to be at your desk. The stop loss is there. Let's go. And let's go. IV_Smash says a gym, mountain biking, or 16 pack of beer. Alright. So we've discussed all of the type of things to do when this is happening for you guys. Hope it was a good listen for you. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any advice for the real mango juice here? Because it definitely looks like he's a beginner trader. And as traders, we all had this initiation process to go through to work on either the plan, psychology, a combination, everything basically. What advice would you give to the real mango juice? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, catch you guys in the next video.